Molly with Beach River Landscapes. Ended up firing a client of ours. We have this client that's, it's a few storage units. They're really good accounts and everything. We've had them for about a year, and we ended up getting rid of them, or actually giving them a 30-day notice. So yes, landscapers fire customers sometimes. So we had these storage units for about a year, like I said. Sorry, I just got a haircut, so I just feel like hair's falling all over my face. You know what I'm talking about? So we ended up getting rid of these clients, and we gave them a 30-day notice. I reached out to the area manager and, gave him a notice, talked to Leah about it, and, we just both agreed the best thing to do is just to basically just move on and not have to deal with it. What was happening with these particular clients is we would show up on the properties, and their code, the gate codes, wouldn't work, or something to where it kept being like an argument about whether or not we were there. And I have been on the properties with the guys, and then I would have to have these managers go through camera systems to verify they were there because their gate codes weren't working or reporting. It was just a mess. I've had them go off on the guys. I've had them call me and tell me that, they've had issues with the guys, and, the guys are awesome. They do a really good job. They're very courteous. They're really professional. But always give, the customer the benefit of the doubt, and we give the guys the benefit of the doubt too, because, contrary to popular, belief, customers are not always right. They're right if you want to keep them and sometimes just get verbally abused by them. They're right. If you can have, a tangible conversation and make things better, and move on and get along, then that's great. Last time that there was this issue, I went up there, spoke with them, everything was good to go, cleared any misunderstood, standings that there were. Everybody does a really good job, man. We bust our butt. We do as good a job as we can do. But the problem isn't about the quality of the work. The problem is they seem to be very unorganized when it comes to tracking whether or not the lawn guy's there, the landscape company is there. So this last instance, they expected us to basically comp the entire month. I had to just go through and prove that we were there, prove the guys were there. It's just become redundant. And, like I said, after Lee and I spoke, we just said, you know what? Let's drop them. It's not worth it. We drive all around town. We drive probably a total, if you do a circle, it's probably about a 50-mile circle to hit all three properties. And we just don't feel that it's worth it to go through the headache. We go the mile, man. I mean, we'll go through things and we'll go, no, we're keeping this account. We're not going to get rid of anything, but this particular thing, there comes a time when you have to say you can keep your money. And with this client, we felt that they can just keep their money. We don't need it that bad. So instead of just dropping the client, gave them the notice, we'll be there for, about another week or two. What I did was I reached out to a couple of guys and landed on just one guy in town, and referred the clients to him, or referred the area manager to him, referred him to the area manager. I gave him all of the warnings up front, let him know everything that he may have to look for. But you know what? He may end up dealing with the situation better. We can't, I've stepped into situations where people couldn't be dealt with, and I dealt with them. And, he can step into this situation and possibly just deal with them, impeccably, and just have a really good relationship and have them for years and years to come. So what I did was, hey, I'm just not going to leave you hanging. I don't owe this to you or anything. We're doing our we're being professional, giving you a 30-day out per our contract. Explain the reasons why. I will help you find somebody that's really good and somebody really reliable. So I reached out to this person, owns a really, good size, probably about the same size as we are. Asked him if he'd be interested. He was just like, heck yeah. So we ended up, giving the leads, and I think he's picking them up from the last I heard. So that was cool to be able to help out another local guy. With us, you guys have seen me say it a lot. I know a lot of people get all freaked out when we give everybody our opinions on how to do things, and it makes competition really tough in small cities. But here, we don't have that issue. Really big city, no competition whatsoever. The only competition is basically you with yourself here. So hooking him up with the contact, and he did everything else on his own. So it just, made me feel good to be able to kind of do that, because people did that for me in the beginning, and it was just really exciting to be able to, hook somebody else up with something. So that's that. We just had to fire them, and there's just no other way to put it. We had to let them go. We had to part ways. In our line of work, we call it being fired, and we fired a client. I don't like that. We don't ever want to let go of our clients. I mean, every dollar is a humongous deal, but comes a time though when you have to pick, you have to pick that priority. And with this particular client, good money and all that stuff, but it was just, for some reason, just something was just happening. After the hurricanes, we cleaned up right away, go to town, doing stuff that we're not even supposed to be doing stuff that we don't even paid to do. But like I said, maybe, referring them on to another guy will work. So I love everybody reaching out, referring one another. When everybody reaches out on Instagram or YouTube's and we all talk about each other and we help each other out, to me, that's strong community, man. That's going to help. We are going to, it was actually Leah's idea. We're not going to tell you guys what we're going to do, but we're planning on, I think, if I were on the receiving end and in that position, what I would consider one of the most awesome freaking giveaways that you could probably do in lawn maintenance. Not but one of the coolest giveaways. And we will probably be called really crazy for doing what we're planning on doing. It's not going to be anytime soon. It's probably going to be maybe this fall coming up. And it's either going to be local only, or for anybody that plans on moving into the area. So you guys stay tuned for that. We're going to do a pretty massive giveaway for somebody, and it's going to be pretty sick. And it's not going to have anything to do with how many subscribers we have or any of that stuff. It's going to be when the moment comes, when we're ready to make this move. It's going to be a pretty insane giveaway. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to jump on here real quick. I hope you guys are all having a really good day. Have a good week. You guys get on it, make money, bust your butt, have fun with your families. Don't lose your mind. And just stay good.